everybody, and welcome to another edition of the Rare Book Cafe Coffee Break Edition, where you can check in on what's going on in the book world with myself, my co-host, Linn. Lee, you out there somewhere? There she is.
I'm here.
And the one, the only, the ephemera queen, back from the London show, Barbara Loe. Hello, Barbara.
Hi.
Hey, all right, everybody. We come to you once, twice, and sometimes 3 times a week on the Rare Book Cafe Coffee Break Edition. You can find us on Facebook, YouTube, or wherever good podcasts are given away for free. Our guest this week, Barbara Loe, and she's just back from London, as I said, and her and Lee are about to have a little bit discussion on what she found over there and what's happening in the ephemera world. Lee, I'm turning it over to you.
Thanks, Ed. What I want to know, Barbara, is you were there around the time of the coronation. Where's your Queen of Ephemera crown? Did they not?
Well, I don't have it.
Oh, well,
actually, the ephemera fair was scheduled for the day after the coronation.
Oh.
And yeah, you can imagine what a nightmare that would be. So they had to reschedule it, and they moved it to the last weekend of May. And but boy, London was a happening place, let me tell you.
I bet it was. Well, it's good to have you with us. I haven't seen you since Florida back in March.
Yeah.
And tell us a little bit about, this was an ephemera show, right?
Well, yeah, actually I did two fairs while I was there. I did the Ephemera Society Fair, and then 2 weeks later, I did the Etc. Book Fair.
Oh, okay.
So got a little bit of both. So I thought today that what I would focus on would be handmade things. You know, a lot of people think of ephemera as printed material, and most of the time it is. But I think some of the most interesting ephemera that you find is the totally unique, one-of-a-kind, handmade things. And so I thought I would focus and show you some of those items today.
Right.
And a lot of what I have here is English. Some is American. But I just thought, well, I'm just going to jump in. So this is something that I picked up last month when I was in London. And this is a medical illustration that is all completely hand-drawn, showing the muscular structure of the human head. And I just thought it was, boy, not only medically interesting, but just a unique piece of art.
Do you have any idea who did it?
No. That's the thing with a lot of these is they're not signed.
Right.
This next thing is a perpetual calendar that was hand done in the 19th century. And it's set up so that you've got the date of the week, you've got the calendar, and then what you do is you adjust the days so that they match up with the correct week. And it's a perpetual calendar. And I just thought this was a lovely example of handmade ephemera.
And it's in great condition. Did you find this at the show, at the fair?
No, I found this at another show, actually in St. Petersburg.
Oh, okay.
This is another item that I found, and this has got wonderful illustrations, and it basically uses puns. So this side, she's talking about using bells, and the bells are the sleeves and her skirt and things like that. And it's just another example of the illustrative work that they did back in that era. This, I think, is particularly attractive. It's a menu, completely hand done. I can't even imagine having that much time that you could make menus for everyone at a dinner party like this, but I really thought this was very attractive. This is an American piece, which I thought was interesting. What they've done is drawn the illustration of the lady and then taken real feathers and applied real feathers to make her hat. And this was a bridge tally. So again, I can't imagine taking the time to do this kind of thing. And but I thought it was very interesting. Another thing that we see that's hand done is hair art. And I don't know if you're familiar with that, but in the 19th century, it was very common to give hair as a token of affection. This particular one is braided and made in a circle. I'll get close so you can actually really see it. And then they would put the sentiment that they had underneath it. And
some of those were mourning items.
Some of them were mourning. I have one set that was the equivalent of a yearbook. And it was from the girls' last year at school, and it has 33 different hair pieces, and each student has signed it underneath the hair piece or written a little poem or something. So a lot of it was mourning, but sometimes it was just friendship and remembrance and things like that.
Those girls obviously were not going to class on a regular basis.
No. Here I think is just a cute little piece that as we come up on July 4th, I thought was nice. And again, not really sure what it was for, other than just that it's a lovely made drawing.
And what would you date that when it's got an airplane? Is that an airplane?
Well, you know, with the airplane there, it obviously has to be 20th century.
20s, yeah.
But early, very early 20th century. So, and then here's an example of a couple of Japanese style fans. And again, just the craftsmanship and everything. And other than just using them as little fans, because they are small, I'm not sure what the purpose was. This is something that I picked up in London that I thought was really cute for the Alice in Wonderland fans. There's an illustration of the White Rabbit, and he's off. And this I thought was really unique. So what they've done here is taken a real leaf, and I believe what they did was sprayed varnish on it, and then they've applied their artwork to it. We've got a butterfly hovering over the flowers, but at its core, this is actually a real leaf. And you can see, if I get real close, you can see the veining from the leaf. Mm-hmm. And I just thought this was such a unique piece. And then these last two items that I'm going to show you were also really interesting. This is, I don't know if you're familiar with cobweb valentines. A cobweb has a cut, and then when you pull the thread, it pulls out. Okay, let's see. There we go. And this is a handmade, completely handmade. Trying to get it positioned properly here. But this is actually a card to celebrate the 12 days of Christmas. And at its core, let me pull this again. Oops. I'm backwards here. They're delicate, so they're not easy to manipulate. And so underneath the cobweb, I don't know if you can see it clearly, but is a partridge in a pear tree.
Yeah, it's very clear. Very clear.
Uh-huh. Yeah.
And this is all hand cut so that it lays flat. And all of this is hand cut and hand lettered. And so obviously somebody spent a lot of time and effort doing this. And then the other thing that I wanted to show you is that, of course, for most of us, we really like to see manuscripts. And this is one that I picked up when I was there. And I'm not exactly sure. I'm still trying to research it and figure out what it is. But it says The History of Paper Hanging, and by George A. Martin. I think this might actually be someone's thesis for their schooling, because it starts with decoration of walls going, all the way back to the Egyptians. And it goes through the whole history of art on used as decoration. Tapestries and flocking on the walls and everything. And it starts back there with the Egyptians, but then it goes all the way into the 1780s. And it's 80 pages long. And remarkably, the text is very readable. And I thought this was just a really interesting piece that clearly a student did that was very involved and committed to their activities.
Barbara, other than the manuscript book there, which came from George Martin, was any of your other items signed, or have those tremendous artists been lost to history? Do we know anything about them?
They've been lost. We don't
what a
know.
shame. What a shame.
It's occasionally you'll see something with a signature, but it's very rare. It's very rare to see signatures. And here's another little item that I have. I mean, just the detail that people put into this just to make a card, or like I said, a bridge tally or a menu. It's just amazing. And but it was real common in the Victorian era. Women took art, and that was an important skill, to know how to draw and illustrate things. And so I think that was part of being a good homemaker, was to have those kind of skills and abilities.
And they also weren't distracted by television and the internet.
Or radio, yeah.
Or even radio.
Right.
And they must have had someone else cooking and cleaning and helping with their children.
Yeah, one would suspect that these things were done by the people that could afford servants.
Could afford that, yes. Well, those are just fascinating. And then you're going to join us one more time to talk about something else, right?
Right.
And just to let our listeners know what they have coming up, what's that going to be?
I'm going to show you just some different pieces that I did acquire when I was in London at the fair. And so some of these were acquired in the U.S. and some were in London. But all of these are hand-done things. And the next items I'm going to show you. Oh, wait, there was one other thing that I wanted to show you. This is a wonderful puzzle card. I almost missed it.
Are they Rebuses?
They're
Rebuses, but there's no key, so you have to figure it out. I have a friend right now who's really good at Rebuses, and she's trying to figure them out.
Well, let us know if she does.
Yeah, because, I mean, they're just, again, the artwork is incredible, and if we can figure out what they mean, it'll be even more incredible.
Yes, it will. Thank you so much for being with us today, Barbara, and we'll look forward to having you back soon.
Okay.
And, everyone out there, remember to subscribe so that you'll know when our coffee breaks are coming up on your YouTube channel or your Facebook, and we'll see you again soon.
Okay, bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.